Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello and welcome. My name is Katie and welcome to my channel. So this is my spiritual development group video. So this is week 4 of my journey. So if you would like to know what I experienced at my spiritual development group last night, then make sure you keep on watching. So yeah, as I said in my past videos, I go to a spiritual development group every 2 weeks on a Wednesday. It's run by a lovely lady called Sally, and yeah, I'm just learning lots. My confidence is growing as I learn, and yeah, so this was week 4. Yeah, it was really good. There was a slightly bigger turnout this time, and yeah, it was really good. So as I said, we usually begin the circle with sitting in our own power, and as I said, I think before, when we do that, I always seem to see colours, and everyone's different. They do different things, and yeah, so I see colours, different colours when we do the kind of meditation, getting into our own power. And this time, I only just saw purple, and Julie, one of the other ladies who helped run the group, said that is the colour of like spiritual colour. So obviously I was being open to the spiritual side this week, which is quite funny. Well, not funny. It's quite strange because last night we did quite a lot of spiritual like mediumship work. We did some mediumship work last night, so we did some card reading practice. And for some reason I got on well with one deck of cards, but I didn't get on well with the other deck of cards that we used. So yeah, it's quite strange. Yeah, we got into pairs with people that we hadn't done readings for, and I first went with Julie, which is the second lady who helped us run the group. She's an actual psychic medium and a paranormal investigator, so she obviously knew like quite a lot of how to read the cards and things like that. So yeah, the cards that she picked for me, because obviously you picked them from Sally's hands, both, I actually forgot to look it up actually, I'll quickly look it up now. Wow, okay. So, sorry, just quickly looking up the number. And yeah, both the cards that she picked for me had the number 1 on both cards, which you don't really see very often. So she told me to look that up. I was meant to look it up last night, but I just remembered now talking about it. To look up the angel number 1. So angel number 1 is quite likely to appear to you on your spiritual path. Number 1 is a sign of a new beginning because it is the initial number. And then it says, if you see the number one all the time, you must know that the universe is urging you to begin a new chapter in your life. So yeah, so both of the cards that Julie had picked for me had the number 1 on, and yeah, she was just saying I need to obviously look out for number 1, so myself, and but it was kind of like look after myself more kind of thing, and open myself up more to people, and like for example, she said obviously open up more to like your spiritual journey and you'll grow. And yeah, she was kind of just saying that I need to like look after myself a bit more. I tend to put my effort into other people and not get the same back. So yeah, she just said I really need to look after myself, like just put some more effort into myself, which I can totally resonate with, like but then just seeing that with the angel number 1 meaning new beginnings, obviously I really want to really get into the spiritual side of things, so I hope that means hopefully my spiritual journey is going to grow even more. So yeah, that was my reading with Julie, and then the cards I had for Julie represented like healing, and kind of I got the vibe of her and her husband are a bit distant, and they kind of like need to come together to and it will help them reconnect, and it might help Julie like heal on herself, kind of thing. And she said that her marriage is fine. It's just her husband's retired and he doesn't really do a lot, so she really wants to make the effort to become more of a couple again. So yeah, that was the kind of vibes I got from the cards for Julie, that was what they needed to work on maybe. And then we swapped, and I read for a man called Darren, and he was the only bloke there last night. I felt sorry for him. But I had really had issues with trying to read his cards. It was so difficult. Nothing was coming to me at all. And I was kind of clutching at straws with kind of trying to work out what the cards meant. So yeah, it was really strange that I managed to do it so freely and that for Julie, but I couldn't really get the message out for Darren. And I said to then Sally asked us all, "Are we okay with this new deck of cards?" And I said no, I really couldn't get anything from them, so I don't know, maybe I just didn't get on with the cards. So yeah, that was the first half of the evening, and then the second half, she got us to write down on a piece of paper 3 things that we like, just like words. And we did that, and we had to hide it away so obviously no one saw, and then just fold it up and they put them all in a bag. And then we went and sat back in our circle, and basically someone was chosen to pick a piece of paper out, look at it, and then like close their eyes and see if they could get any spirits or messages through. And it was really, really amazing to watch. Ashley, the American lady, which I've spoken about before, she went first, and she was so good. Like, instantly she was getting visions, and she could visualize things, and it resonated with 2 people at one point, and then she managed to get something more specific which resonated with somebody else more. So that was the idea, to, if it resonated with more than one person, to try and get a specific piece of information to that it would resonate with that person more, so you'd know that you're speaking directly to that person. And yeah, she really got a spirit to come through to speak to a lady called Claire, and Claire got lots of things from that, and it was really lovely to see that it made us like smile and things like that. And then one of the new people that came last night did it as well, and yeah, she wasn't as confident obviously where she was new, but she managed to get a couple of things through for Darren's grandmother, I think it was. So there was a few little bits there. And then lastly, a lady who sat next to me called Amanda, who does a little bit of mediumship and things like that, she did it, and she held the piece of paper and she was saying all these different things, and it related to me and a lady called Becky who I got a lift with. So we were like battling it off to see who would get more of a message. So there were some things that Amanda said that more related to Becky, about Becky's nan, and then there were things that Amanda said that related more to me, about my gran. So, right, first of all, she said, "I've got the name Rose," and that related to Becky, because I think that's Becky's nan's name, but it also related to me because that's one of my gran's middle names. So yeah, it was really strange. And then Amanda said a couple of things to Becky which she could like understand and relate to, and then she looked at me and said, I am drawn to you, and then she said, anything, did they like to bake cakes? And I thought, yeah, Gran used to bake cakes. Every week time we saw her, she'd bake us a cake. So that was nice. And then she said, oh, was there any issues with wrists? And at the time I couldn't remember, but I spoke to my mum when I got home, and she said, yeah, Gran had issues with her wrists. And Amanda I think she was holding her right wrist, and I asked my mum, and she said, yeah, Gran had issues with her right wrist. So I was a bit like, oh wow. Okay. And then Amanda said, did she like to natter? And then Mum said, yeah, when I spoke to her, Mum said that Gran did used to like a little chat over the fence, but not like loads. So that kind of related. And then just as she was about to finish, she looked at me and she went, have you got a big family? I said, yeah, biggish. So that kind of related, because Gran had obviously more, slightly bigger family. And then she said to me, does yellow roses mean anything to you? And I thought, oh my god, that is really something specific about my Gran. Because I remember she used to buy yellow roses. And then I asked my mum, and she said, yeah, she used to have some yellow roses in her garden. And I thought, oh my god, that is something ridiculously specific about my Gran that she's got from her. And I thought, it brought a tear to my eye. I was getting a bit like, oh my god, this is like, wow. I was like speechless. And yeah, so when she said that, I thought, yeah, that's her. Like, she's here. There was no message, but she was here, like, at that time. And then when Amanda sat down, Julie was stood next to me, and she went to me, did she like to collect things? Because I'm getting a bit of a collection vibe. And I remember my Gran, she was a bit of a hoarder, so she always had loads of things at the house, and when we had to clear it out, it was just full to the brim of just random stuff that she wouldn't throw away. So yeah, that was something a bit specific as well to my Gran. So yeah, it was really, really nice to have my Gran come through. I thought I'd never get to speak to her again, but with this, I'm hoping we get to do it next time as well. But so that was really, really nice. And that was the kind of main part of the evening. So, yeah, it was just really amazing to watch. It blew my mind that the fact that this lady who's trying to get messages and visions through had something very, really, really specific come through for my Gran, which instantly I knew was her. So some people are skeptics, but with things like that, if you know something specific, then you know it's them. They're not making it up. But yeah, I was really, really happy and slightly emotional. So I really enjoyed that, and I genuinely can't wait to go back again in 2 weeks. Honestly, it really does make me feel alive. And gives me things to focus on, and yeah, so that's my little experiences from my group this week, and I think I'm just going to end this video here. So if you did enjoy it, please don't forget to leave a like, and if you're new, I'd really appreciate you subscribing, and I will speak to you very soon in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and blessed be. Bye.